Hello, everyone, and welcome to Comic Core Daily, your daily source for everything Comic Core related. I'm Drew Manchu. I'm your host. We're going to get into this thing. We've got a couple people watching live at the moment, but we're going to wait for the audience to grow a little bit before we get into our topics. Just want to run it down for you right now. We're going to be talking about when we will see comics back in stores, new comics back on the shelves. We've got some evidence as to when this is going to happen and two different takes on it so far. So we're going to examine that. Also, we're going to go ahead and get into my top 5 video games based on comics that I've ever played. I think it's a really great list, guys. And I think it's going to be an exciting topic to talk about. We have a great question of the day for you guys today to give you a chance to win some free comics. All you got to do is answer those questions of the day on these videos in the comments section down below. Super duper simple, and you can get yourself a chance to get some free comics. But first things first, I'm going to forego the Instagram segment today in honor of shouting out somebody very, very special in the community. And it just so happens this is 2 episodes in a row where we've lost somebody important to the community. Before the weekend, we lost Mort Drucker, beloved cartoonist and caricaturist from Mad Magazine. But over the weekend, the community lost somebody as well, and that is Old Man Gamers Chris, or OMG Chris, or Old Man Gamers. Chris was a fantastic member of the community, one of the best, to be sure. One of my first friends in the community. You get to know people, and some people are just really, really friendly, and they go out of their way to do what's right and be a good member of the community, to give and not take, and to be a light, a shining example of someone you want to be like. Chris was one of the first people to reach out to me with a direct message and be like, hey man, I like your content. I like what you're doing. I also stole my first segment that I ever had. I know I'm king of segments now, but I stole my first segment I ever had. I started naming my videos face-to-face videos because I wanted to talk to my viewers and I wanted to show what I had. It was kind of a show and tell segment where I would talk to my viewers and he would call his videos face-to-face videos as well. And so he would show a lot of things and not show his face. But every once in a while, he'd do a face-to-face video where he'd talk to the camera. He'd talk to his subscribers. He'd shout out all of his new subscribers. This is a guy who had a channel with like 5,000 subscribers that got hacked. He had to start over, and he started all over and built that group up again. We got word through Cobra Comics 84, Chris's brother, that he had passed away over the weekend. Go to Cobra Comics 84 on Instagram. He's got a lovely post up there where who's who, a murderer's row of the community members have been leaving their condolences and shouting out Chris in their special way. If you guys ever had any sort of interaction with OMG Chris, you know what a great guy he was. I'll miss Chris. I'll miss Freedom. Guys, make sure that you're going over to Cobra Comics 84 and leaving some condolence messages for Chris in his comments. And let him know that Comic Core and Drew Manchu sent you. Actually, don't do that. It's kind of tacky. Why would we do that? I don't want to be tacky. Chris, I'm going to miss you, brother. And I hope that you are wherever you want to be and doing whatever you want to do because you deserve it. Now, guys, let's get to our first segment of the day. And I don't see it on here. I tell you what, somebody messed with my segments over here. Somebody on the Comic Core, they mess with my segments, so we're not going to have a bumper for Nerd News. Oh, man, JB's constant troubles over there are coming to haunt us over here. I don't know what's going on today with the StreamYard. Well, I know my problem is that we didn't upload the bumper. But you know what? I'm gonna have to find it and upload it. We'll see what we can do. I'm going to go ahead and check in with the chat. Things have gone off the rails already today. I blame JB. It's definitely got to be his fault. If it's not JB's fault, then I don't know whose fault it is. Let's check in with the chat and see what's going on here. Backseat drivers in the chat. along with Scott Evans. Scott Evans, what's going on? Can't wait to see all of you tonight on Modern Men. Hi, party people, says Chaos and Comics. Good to see you, Chaos. Gomer stopping in as well. Phil Ellen, as well as Chris Barrett. You know it's a party now that Chris Barrett's here. Comic Man Andy, good to see you, my brother. Miss Explains in here, hanging out, playing video games with the Stream Elements robot. One of the best. Comics for Thomas. Good to see you in here as well. Got a lot of great messages for OMG Chris. Maz Electra, good to see you. Gomez was in here. Unuseful Unboxing as well. Aggressively Relaxing was up in here as well. Man. I'm not the self-proclaimed king of segments. Well, I mean, I guess I am because I proclaim myself the king of segments. But, I mean, like, who else has got segments like I do? Like, for real. Like, I mean, I'm willing to take on all challengers. I will fight to the death to defend my segments. Will the rest of the community do the same? I doubt it. Jalen Rendell's in here. Oh, man, missed it. Good to see you. And C. Woodard as well. Sultan of segments. That's what I'll be. I'll be the Sultan of segments. I like that. Guys, let's go ahead and get into those segments with the segment I like to call, that's right, Nerd News. So you guys know that the ongoing saga of comics right now is that no new print comics are coming out because Diamond Distributors is shut down, and they've got a monopoly on the distribution of paper comics to LCS stores. Or LCS stores, the S stands for stores. So, I mean, come on, get it together. I got to go to the ATM machine and get some money. I'm an idiot. Sorry. Back on topic here. The LCSs aren't getting new product and they can't be open. So how are they going to service the public? We've gotten some news on when we can expect Diamond to start back up again. This news comes in the form of a tweet from Peter Simeti, also known as the head of Alterna Comics. Alterna Comics says, due to news from Diamond that the potential earliest release date for new product will be in August, we have canceled all of our solicits with them. We will be moving forward with selling direct to readers and retailers for the foreseeable future via, and then they give a link to the Alterna Comics store. Guys, I highly suggest that you check out the Alterna Comics store. Alterna does some great stuff with newsprint comics. They are affordable, and there's a whole lot of different options as far as the stories that they offer. I definitely am with Peter and Alterna on this move. If they're going to be cutting out the Diamond retailers distributor, going to cancel all their solicits with them and move to a system where they're selling direct to readers and retailers, I wish them the best of luck. This is a system that maybe will lessen Diamond's stranglehold on the industry. But honestly, I think that Diamond is important to the way that things operate at this point in time. And them coming back is going to be good for everybody. In addition, there's a new report, and this came out just today from Bleeding Cool, that says May 17th, Diamond will be distributing to retailers the orders that they have already placed that they can fill at this time. Does that mean that since the distributor has opened back up, that we're going to be getting new comics on a regular basis? I think the fact that we see a light at the end of the tunnel and we're kind of trying to figure out how long the tunnel is at this point, we already know that there's an end game here. We know that Diamond's going to be back. We know that physical comics aren't going anywhere, and we're all doing the best we can to support our local retailers. So hopefully we're going to see as few store closures as possible. And this whole thing will be a thing of the past very shortly. I think Peter's taking some extreme measures to save his business. and I totally support that. But I do think that Diamond's going to have a plan in place, at least for the bigger publishers, as soon as possible. Everybody's losing money here. Everybody's hurting. So everybody wants to work towards a system of restart that's going to be beneficial to everybody. But I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about Alterna going to a direct approach? What do you think about the announcement that back orders will be delivered May 17th, which is a Sunday, which means the following New Comic Wednesday you would get your comics? What do you guys think about Diamond coming back? Chris Barrett says there's no real need for Diamond anymore. There actually is. They handle a lot of the load of publishing comics. If you talk to any retailer, they all have their issues with Diamond, but they all have a relationship with Diamond that is controllable at this point in time. Yeah, Gomer says it's easier with a small line. I absolutely agree. I think that the smaller the publisher, the more willing they should be going to direct sales. I think that the thing that Diamond benefits them with Diamond is it gets, when they solicit with Diamond, it gets eyes on their product. You're in the same book with Image titles. You're in the same book with the big name Dark Horse titles. You're in the same book with, the Marvel and DC products. That is important. Diamond does a lot of advertising for these small companies. Without those solicits, they don't get in the hands of a lot of casual comics readers. Chaos says no new paper comics. Great stuff came out last Wednesday on Comixology. Yeah, you know what, man? Comics for me is a very tactile experience. I will read things digitally, but I want to have comics in my hand. And those aren't going to smell funny eventually. Warehousing is easier with smaller lines. They wouldn't want to do it. Marvel and DC would not want to do that. Gomez says May 17th is a Sunday. Start selling right when they arrive. That is a possibility, but a lot of these places can't even be open yet. So, I mean, I think they're going to be filling a lot of orders via mailers and different kinds of methods to get these books into people's hands when they can't be open as a brick and mortar retailer. You're not in the same book as DC and Marvel. They are in the same book as DC and Marvel products, right? There are Diamond Select products that are DC and Marvel products that are advertised in those books, but they have their own. Of course they do. Why wouldn't they? They're in a league of their own. That's just the way it goes. Chris Barrett says, honestly, Marvel, DC, and Image can probably sell books directly to stores and readers. They would still need to deal with Diamond to actually distribute the books, yet remove Diamond from the retail end. I don't actually, if they can sell directly to the stores and the readers, then there's no need for Diamond. The problem is that they don't want to sell directly to the stores. It's a hassle that they don't want to deal with. Diamond is the best middleman that you could possibly hope for. And it developed that way, in my opinion, from the necessity to, after the collapse of the other distributors, and Marvel bought some distributors and then ended up going bankrupt. So those went away. Diamond was forced to carry the load, and they've developed a system that really works. Knights of Old says never known comics before Diamond, so I don't know what the alternative would be like. Maybe better. We'll see. Exactly. It's a hassle. Gomer's with me on this one. Guys, let me know in the comments below if you are watching this on the rewind. What do you think about Diamond? What do you think about Alterna going direct? Is this a good plan for other publishers? And what do you think about Diamond saying that they're going to be delivering these orders on May 17th? Is it a pie in the sky thought process to think that within 2 months we're going to have comics back on a regular schedule? I don't know. I think it's possible. So I'm going to go ahead and be optimistic on this one, gang. And I'm going to say that within 2 months, by the end of May, we will be back on a regular schedule with at least the big two comics wise. I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to be right back with you guys in just a moment with my top 5 video games based on comic books. Hey, Comic Core viewers. Do you want a free mystery box of comics? Well, that's good because we're having a giveaway. It's super easy to enter. Just leave a comment on any Comic Core Daily video answering the question of the day. Want extra entries? Well, you can vote in the Modern Men poll each week and leave a comment explaining your choice. This giveaway is open only to U.S. residents 18 and up, and you must be subscribed to the Comic Core. We'll compile all the entries and spin the wheel on the Friday, April 24th episode of Comic Core Roundtable, and you must be in the chat to win. Printed rules and instructions will be found in the description of this video. Good luck and happy commenting. Mainframe Comic Con, April 25th and 26th, an absolutely free 2-day online interactive con experience that you can enjoy right from the comfort and safety of your own home. Celebrity guest interviews, comic industry professionals, cosplay contests, and so much more. Check out the website at MainFrameComicCon.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram at MainFrameComicCon for our ever-growing list of guests and emerging schedule of events. That's April 25th and 26th, Saturday and Sunday, 2 days, absolutely free. Mainframe Comic Con. We're bringing the convention to you. This is Andy.
Excitement's building.
This is Thursday.
I'm nervous. Breathe with me, guys.
And this is Andy on Thursday. That's right, we gave Andy his own show.
No way. No way.
Yes way, Andy.
Holy sheet.
Holy sheet indeed. Andy Given Thursday. Live every Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, only on the Comic Core. All right, gang, you saw a little spot there for Mainframe Comic Con. Check out MainFrameComicCon.com. It's in the description below. Also, you're going to find the link to the Instagram page where they're releasing all the new information all the time. And trust me when I tell you that you're going to be getting an inside look at the comic creators who are joining our panels and who are going to be a part of Mainframe Comic Con. And it is an absolute murderer's row of young indie creators that we are very, very excited to have. And we can't wait to get that information into your hands and get you guys even more hyped about Mainframe Comic Con. Let's check the chat while we were gone. Had a lot of people discussing what was going on with our last segment. A lot of really great points, and I'm not going to shout out any of them. Okay? I'm not going to shout out any of them. Okay? But we are going to move on to our next segment because I am the Sultan of segments. The countdown today is the top 5 video games based on comic books. And before I get into this, guys, a couple of shout outs for honorable mentions, right? There's going to be a lot of honorable mentions. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, or Turtles in Time, doesn't make the list. And I'm sorry that it doesn't. There's just games that were better than that side scrolling fighting format. In my opinion, the original X-Men arcade game's not on here. Yeah, I know. How dare I? There's a lot of games that are not included for the sake of the fact that there are other games mentioned on this list that are in the same series. Okay. And I picked one game per series. That's just the way it goes. The best of the best of the best is what I'm going for here, gang. And we're going to start it off with number 5. Number 5. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. That's it, gang. Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Great 2D fighter, probably the best of the Capcom 2D fighters. You got the robust character select list. All of this game is so much fun. It's super duper great. You can adjust the speed up to super duper hyper and play for shots and get really messed up in like a minute and a half. And this is one of the greatest games of all time. Is it balanced? No, it's not balanced. Is the Sentinel super cheap? Yeah, the Sentinel's super cheap. But can you beat Gambit and Cable and Cyclops and Zangief? Like, come on. Of course. You can be Zangief and you can fight Spider-Man. This is a really killer entry into the Marvel versus Capcom series. We had the great X-Men game before that. We had the Infinity Stones Marvel Superheroes video game before that. And then you had Marvel versus Capcom. Since then, we've had Marvel versus Capcom 3. We've had Marvel versus Capcom Infinite, which is an ultimate disappointment in my eyes. But the series has been a mainstay of games, has been inspirational in action figures. I have not seen a comic based on this, but I'm sure there is one out there at some point. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is a fantastic game. I load it up on my virtual console on my Xbox all the time, and I just play it, man. And it's good fun. It's just good fun. Be Wolverine and Mega Man on the same team. I mean, come on. It's better than that. I'll tell you what's better than that. 4 other games, and we're going to go ahead and get into number 4. Number 4. Injustice, Gods Among Us. Injustice, Gods Among Us took the idea of incorporating DC heroes into a fighting game. And right before this, you had the answer to Marvel versus Capcom, which was DC versus Mortal Kombat. It fell flat on its face because the DC heroes couldn't do fatalities. But they found a way in Injustice to make the fatalities and just these super moves are just super over the top and great. Like calling in the Batmobile to just run somebody over. Really killer deal there. I love the way that these characters all play. It's got this arcade kind of feel to it. So it's not as combo and special move based as Mortal Kombat is. It kind of has some Smash Brothers environmental weapons and different quick hit combos and awesome scene breakers where you can move on to the next area. It's just a really killer game. Injustice 2 was great as well, but I think the Injustice storyline is what makes it so amazing and also spawned the comics of the same name by Tom Taylor, which was a fantastic run for multiple years and an awesome alternate timeline for DC in the same level as a lot of other Elseworlds in the DC universe. Injustice, Gods Among Us was a fantastic game, and I really can't wait to stop doing this video and go play it. It's not the best, though. There were 3 more that were better. I think I might catch a little flack for putting this next one in the spot where I put it. Number 3. XMen Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. You got X-Men Legends. You got X-Men Legends 2. You got the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series, which you get 3 entries. Their latest one just released on the Switch. Not the best, but still a good game. The best out of all of them was X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. It took all of what was great about X-Men Legends, plugged in the X-Men villains, and you teamed up to take on Apocalypse. This was a great story. All of the characters were well served. The gameplay was well balanced. The RPG elements were right where you needed them to be. We need a reboot of X-Men Legends. We need to bring that. Maybe a Krakoa-based story arc to the Switch. That would be badass. X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse is one of the greatest dungeon crawling games of all time. And the fact that it's all based on X-Men lore just makes it even more savory. I really, really love this shit. It's amazing. You need to get on the X-Men Legends 2, Rise of Apocalypse. Get it on Xbox. Get it on PS2. Go to your local flea market and try to find it. That's really the way to do it. I'm telling you guys, this is the best dungeon crawling comic book game of all time. But now, on to some open world absolute madness. Number 2, SpiderMan for the PS4. I remember when the original Spider-Man game came out for the PlayStation. Might have been PS2. I think it was the PlayStation. And it was Neversoft. And they were doing this whole, like, you could just swing. And, like, there were, like, self-contained levels. And then Spider-Man 2 came out and it opened up the open world thing. And you're playing like a Spider-Man in a Grand Theft Auto game. It's, like, really awesome. Well, think about that with top-notch storytelling, top-notch action, the best fighting system since the number 1 game on this list. Spider-Man for the PS4 is a very slick presentation. It includes just about everything Spider-Man you could ever want in a game. Endless costume. You can upgrade just about everything to the absolute max. The replayability on the missions is fun. The combat is fluid and responsive, and it feels so rewarding when you kick somebody's ass and you web somebody against a wall. It's just, you feel like you're Spider-Man swinging through the streets of New York. A very accurate map of New York City, by the way. And you're just swinging over the buildings. Nary a care in the world. It's kind of therapeutic. If you guys have a PS4 and you don't own Spider-Man, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Get this game, put it in, play it. You're going to love it. There's only one game better out there. And that's our number 1. And number 1, Batman, Arkham City. This game has the most fluid, responsive combat system in the history of video games. The counter system is great. The way you build your combos is amazing. And if you nail a long, streaky combo with a bunch of different special maneuvers and use all your gadget bonuses, man, is it fun. I could just play the challenge mode of this game over and over and over again. Why did Arkham City beat out the other Arkham games? It's kind of the most full experience. When you get to Arkham Knight, they add in the Batmobile, and I'll admit, that's super awesome. But the way that Batman Arkham City opened up the open world from the Zelda Metroid-like backtracking of Arkham Asylum, the way that it let you be Catwoman, the way that it gave you the options to be Robins in the challenge modes, the different skins, the voice cast of Batman the Animated Series, all showing up. This was possibly the best Batman game ever. I can't say enough good things about it. The fact that you show up as Bruce Wayne in the beginning is great. All of the cutscenes are amazing. All of the set pieces are fantastic. All of the boss battles are unique. That and just, grappling across the city, gliding down and beating up some thugs just for the hell of it to get your combo up. It's endlessly rewarding. The Riddler trophies, they're all over the place. All the challenges. This game is a deep, deep game. It takes forever to 100% this thing. And once you do it, you want to go back in that new game plus and do it all over again. I love me Batman Arkham City. And I think that it's top game based on the comic book of all time. Chat, what do you guys think about these video games? I'm going to get in this chat right now. I got 53 since the last time I checked it. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Tony Hawk's Pro Skater did not make the list. Bake the Snake. I did think that I maybe should have put it on here because they had, was it 3 where you could be 2? You could be Spider-Man. 3, you could be Wolverine or like Darth Maul. So there was some cool stuff going on there. I think at a certain point you could be Iron Man as well. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, one of my favorite games of all time. Not enough comic book content in it, but a little bit. Let's see here. X-Men Second Genesis was cool. That's a good deal too. I like Second Genesis. That was a fun game. Arcade TMNT is great. That was good. It was hard for me to get it out of the way there, but didn't make it. Knights of Old wants to talk about Silver Surfer on the NES. I've never played this game. I've never played Silver Surfer for the NES. I would like to. I'd like to give that a try. I love Silver Surfer. I love the NES, man. That's good stuff. Superman 64. Woodard, I'm sorry I didn't play that game for more than 5 minutes. I don't have the patience that you did as a child, I'm assuming. Either that, you probably have it and are playing it currently. That's not hard to decipher. You're probably playing yourself some Superman 64 right now. I was like, hey, you want to come on the show today? He's like, nah, I got some stuff to do. Meanwhile, he's fiddling with his joystick, playing Superman 64. Bake the Snake liked the X-Men game for Sega Genesis. I love that as well. I thought that was really good. I played that nonstop. That was a Genesis system seller for me. When I found out that I couldn't play that game on Super Nintendo, it's like, I got to get a Genesis. So that game actually opened up the door for me and my love of Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic and Knuckles, one of the greatest games of all time. Not based on the comic book, though, but great comics based on Sonic. So maybe we'll do a comics based on video games episode next week at some point. The Hulk open world was fun. Yeah, honorable mention for Ultimate Destruction. Really great game, and I actually put a lot of love and time into that. Maximum Carnage, that was one of those side-scrolling beat-em-ups. I remember me and my brother beat the hell out of that game. Okay, gang. Before we close things out for the day, I just want to give a couple of quick shout-outs. Okay, shout out to Modern Men. No information on the poll yet. The poll will be going away for a little while. Okay, gang. We're going to try to find a different way to get you all entries into the contest. But lack of TMNT equals fail. You're a fail, John. You're a fail. Okay? This is my list. Make your own list. Oh, man. I would just like to say, check out Modern Men. We're reading God Country. If you haven't read it yet, you got plenty of time. 6 quick issues. It'll fly right by. Donny Cates' greatness. If you got a father, or you are a father, or you are a son, or you've got a son, it's a story that will tug right at your heartstrings. Chaos in Comics says that the poll proved that democracy is bad. I think it's been successful for the show. I'll be honest. But we've got all kinds of cool stuff going on. Okay, so be sure to check us out tonight on Modern Men. My favorite show to do all week long, and that includes the 5 of these that I'm going to do this week, which nobody knows why I'm doing this show. 22 people watching, though. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And now we're going to get to the way that you can enter daily for this new contest. We're going to be giving away a whole big stack of comics. You guys can go ahead and check out the chat. Everybody in the chat, come back. Okay? Come back and leave a comment. That's all you got to do. You were already here. You know the question. All you got to do is... just come back when this thing reposts. YouTube's screwing up, so it'll be in like 8 hours or so. And tell me, who is your favorite comic book writer? Your favorite comic book writer. This was kind of hard for me to come up with an answer to. There's so many great writers out there. I love Jeff Lemire. I think Donny Cates is doing great things. Chip Zdarsky as well. But I would have to say that my favorite comic book writer has written the longest arcs that I've enjoyed, and that's Jonathan Hickman. I'm loving what he's doing on X-Men right now. He's got the whole X Office. Everybody's got their opinions on it, and everybody knows how much I love it. But I think that this answer comes down more to what he's done with Fantastic Four. I loved his Fantastic Four run. I also loved his run on Avengers and New Avengers leading into Secret Wars. But I've also read recently the Manhattan Projects, which is really good. And I've started to get into East of West, which I'm enjoying thus far, as well as Black Monday Murders was fantastic. I think Hickman's probably my favorite writer. Let's see what's going on in that chat. See if anybody's got any sort of answers here. John's Comics with Kids says Miller. End of story. Comics Mix Explained got Jeff Lemire's penis out of his mouth long enough to say Jeff Lemire. He also said Hickman, but you can only pick one. Jeff Johns. He says Drew knows how good he is. I don't know. I don't know about that. Magoo Fitzfarter says the Flash is the greatest superhero ever, hands down. But who's your favorite Flash writer, Magoo? I think my favorite Flash writer would probably be Mark Waid. Larry Hama says Knights of Old. Great G.I. Joe stuff. The Nightly News is a good read. Chris Barrett said Brubaker, Moore, Snyder. Which one did you pick, though? Brubaker, Moore, or Snyder? To be honest, the best comic writer is probably British. That's just bullshit. They just have the best accents. Hickman's the best bet for me. Me as well. Seawood said Johns had a great Flash run there too, Magoo. You can think about that. Chris Barrett says out of those three, it's Brubaker. Brubaker's good, man. I want to read Criminal. I haven't read it yet. It was on my list of comics I missed. I'm excited to get to it, but I want to read Criminal. My top three are Hickman, Lemire, and Brubaker in that order. Well, then Hickman would win, not Lemire, because in that order. I'm asking for one, not three. All right, gang, it's been 37 minutes so far. Guys, hit me up on the rewind. Hit that chat for a chance to win a giant box of comics at random. Magoo says Mike Barron. I like that. Magoo, hit that rewind. Put Mike Barron in the comments. That's all we need for you guys. So thank you very much. I appreciate y'all coming out and showing your love once again for Comic Core Daily. Be sure, check us out next time. Before we go, I want to get those credits in for you guys. Hey gang, make sure you hit that subscription button there. Give this video a thumbs up. And make sure you hit that notification bell. Always going live. And check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching.